Welcome everyone to our tech talk on estimation in testing. Accurate estimation is crucial for effective software testing as it enables project planning, resource allocation, quality assurance, and risk management. Challenges exist, but best practices can help overcome them, and continuously monitoring and adjusting estimates can improve the accuracy. So, thank you all again for joining us, and I encourage you, dear listeners, to add your questions to the chat or comment section as we will have a Q&A session at the end. Now, let's pass the floor to our speaker, Andrea. Please proceed.
Thank you, Camilla. Welcome, everybody, to this tech talk today. As Camilla said, we will cover today the estimation in testing topic. So let's start. Just a few information about me. I am 8+ years EPAMer this year, and I'm located at EPAM Szeged office, Hungary. And my recent roles were testing team lead and test managers in my last projects. And just a few words about project domains. They were traveling, healthcare, and education so far I dealt with. So let's go to our agenda. In the introduction, we will see why accurate estimations in software testing are crucial for project planning, resource allocation, ensuring quality and risk management. And we will cover the topic why do and what do we exactly estimate in software testing. Afterwards, we will talk about the types of estimation techniques, what are the most frequently used estimation approaches and their advantages and disadvantages, which factors can influence estimation accuracy, and what process can be established or used, practiced within the QA team or on the project. Afterwards, we will check some challenges and what can be the best practices tips and tricks and hints to survive or overcome those challenges. And I collected some additional readings related the estimation topic. So, why estimation is important? So, I can say that estimation is a crucial stuff for several reasons for the project, for effective planning, resource allocation, risk management, and of course, overall project success. Misestimations or lack of estimation from any professional team or team member can lead to project delays, cost overruns, and compromised software quality. And as you probably know or probably have had experience in it, this might lead to hard talks with the client or possible escalations from the client side. And this might lead to losing trust and reputation, or in the end, client may decide not to work with us anymore. And why is especially important from QA point of view to give estimation? There are several projects with several habits, let's say, or specialties. Probably you might heard or have a project experience where only developers are estimating. So they try to estimate the QA work, QA activities as well. It is highly appreciated by the dev team. But at the same time, we QAs, we have a QA mindset, and QA tasks cannot be estimated by the dev team fully. It is better choice or approach to estimate separately. I mean, either dev team and the QA team. Then there are projects where the entire team is estimating, including the QA team as well. And there, either the average, let's say, story point is chosen, or the higher is taken as an estimation. And there are projects where similar to this is practiced, but with the Vibrant Delphi approach. We will talk about this approach later. And there are projects where only leads are estimating. Here I mean backend lead, front-end lead, and QA team lead. There might be several reasons for practicing this approach. For example, leads have probably more information or lack of time to prepare fully to be able to estimate accurate, or lack of information from the requirements, the acceptance criteria side, or even we have ambiguous requirements. So these might be, and probably I'm pretty sure you have more experience what kind of projects and estimations can occur within the project life cycle. Let's see what is estimated in software testing. We estimate several key aspects to ensure efficient and effective testing. What do we exactly estimate? When we share or give our QA estimation, we count with the following. I'm just saying some example. For example, test data. The collecting of the test data, generating or creating the test data, test design, test case writing, test executing, and related administration, results, reports, and we count with possible defects. And together with this, defect reports, bug fix retesting, and closure activities, and many more things beyond that. For example, accessibility testing. And it is also different to be estimated if there is a totally new application to be covered with accessibility, or is it an existing application to be covered with accessibility requirements, guidelines, and to meet those criteria and testing. And another example, to create automation plan or automation coverage and implementation. So these are all the aspects which can affect our estimation. And let's go to the estimation techniques. Here you can see the most commonly used estimation approaches, which are most likely fits to the project. And of course, I'm pretty sure that all of them, or most of them, is known by you and practiced by you on your project, or even you have so much experience in that estimation approach. And at the same time, I'm pretty sure that you could tell stories about your experiences. So this is the topic about which we can talk approximately a week duration without any break, I suppose. Let's just cover the most appropriate ones. For example, the t-shirt sizing. Here you can see on the slide the advantages and the disadvantages. That might be advantages and disadvantages of the t-shirt sizing. I won't take too much time defining t-shirt sizing. I'm pretty sure that everybody knows about this estimation technique, and as well as the another estimation technique, the Fibonacci sequence. Also, you can see here the pros and cons of this approach. In summary, both t-shirt sizing and Fibonacci estimation offer valuable tools for software testing estimation. The choice between them depends on the specific project context and team preferences. And of course, they can be combined with each other or extended with each other. We did it and practiced it on my last project. What we did exactly, we gave story points for estimating tasks, stories related to particular epic, and we gave the t-shirt sizing to the epic. We transformed the story estimations into t-shirt size, and that kind the whole epic was estimated by the team, and this estimation was presented to the customer. The next estimation approach is the Menday estimation. It is a technique that estimates the effort required to complete a task based or the number on the number of people and the time needed. And my personal opinion is that Menday estimation is suitable for tasks with well-defined scope and predictable effort levels. where they are stable project, and the project is very stable for years, and relatively there is a stable team with very known skills, knowledge, experience on the particular project and domain. And also it can be helpful for budgeting and resource allocation purposes. At the same time, man-day estimation can be misleading if it is not used carefully. It is important to consider factors like task complexity, individual skill levels, and potential risks when we are using this technique. And continuous monitoring and adjustments, modifications are crucial to ensure that estimates remain relevant throughout the project life cycle. The next estimation approach would be the program evaluation and review technique, the 3-point estimation. It provides a range of possible outcomes for effort and duration by considering optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely estimates. It accounts for uncertainty and risk, and probably it can be complex to calculate and interpret, but once you understand how does it work, and you are starting practicing with this estimation technique, it will be pretty straightforward to implement within your team. Here on the slide, you can see a real-life project example from one of my last projects. The goal here was why we introduced the 3-point estimation technique, that we wanted to measure release testing by estimating this technique versus documenting real effort of the team or either the teams. Here you can see the following data: the release testing candidate number, the cutoff date, the planned release date, and the ETA for release testing, how many days were available for release testing, number of days from 2, the related release test tickets, these were JIRA tickets, and then come the release test estimation with PERT, and we put here the number of test cases to be tested and in total. And we found important to put the number of test steps in total, because if you see these columns, you can see that if there is a 10 test case on the column, you can see that there were more than 200 test steps to be executed. And then we put the participants to the column, the number of the team members, and possible helping hands from other teams, and of course the comment section, and we set the status according to the result. We set red, amber, and green status. And I can say that it was a pretty useful technique for estimating our release testing effort on the project. Let's go to the next few estimation techniques that might be combined with each other or extended with each other. The first one is the bottom-up approach. It provides a detailed breakdown of effort for each testing activity. And as you can see in the middle of the slide, it requires a detailed breakdown of tasks and through understanding of the project scope and complexity. And probably one of the disadvantages of the bottom-up estimation technique could be that it can be time-consuming and resource intensive. The next one, it is also could relate to the previous one, the top-down estimation technique. It starts with an overall estimate of the total testing effort and then breaks down into smaller, more manageable tasks. And this approach is often used when there is a limited information about the project or when time is of the essence. On the middle of the slide also you will be able to follow a small example. What we are doing here, as I said previously, the step one will be that we are estimating the total testing effort. Step number two will be that we're breaking down the testing effort into smaller tasks. Then afterwards, we are estimating the effort for each task, and in the end, we get the sum of the effort for each task. Work breakdown structure approach can be also combined, or it can be an extension of the previously detailed approaches like a bottom-up or the top-down estimation approach. Of course, the work breakdown structure itself has its disadvantages and advantages. For example, here I can highlight also that it might be time consuming, but at the same time, it can be very useful for the entire team. Here on this slide, you can see also a real-life project example from one of my previous projects when we had a promise and a commitment to the client on our PI planning that we will cover the regression tests used by automated tests. And then we created a work breakdown structure for these tasks. Here you can see the timeline, and we defined the timeline according to sprints. Sprint 1, Sprint 2, and Sprint 3. Then the main tasks and the related sub tasks to be implemented by the end of the time. Of course, delays might happen. Unwanted, unweighted problems may occur, and you will be able to adjust or modify this work breakdown structure accordingly. The very relevant thing here is the appropriate communication and the open communication with the team and also with the client. Then we can go to the next approach, the expert judgment. It is a technique that uses the knowledge and experience of experts to estimate the effort required for testing. And this approach is often used when there's a limited historical data available or when the project is complex or either it is unique. And this kind of estimation can be used together with other estimation technique, such as the top-down or the bottom-up estimation technique. And what can be the process of this estimation approach? Also, we can create steps for achieving the estimation. At first, we should identify experts. Then afterwards, we are gathering expert opinions. It means that we are gathering the opinions of the experts on the effort required for testing. This can be done through interviews, surveys, or workshops. Then afterwards, we are analyzing the expert opinions. We are making this with the aim to identify any consensus or disagreement. And we may also use statistical techniques to weight the opinions of the expert based on their experience and expertise. And the final step would be to develop an estimate. How can we develop the estimate? Based on the analysis of the expert opinions, we can develop an estimate of the effort required for testing. The next one is the analogy-based estimation approach, where the estimation is done based on the comparison of the current project or task with similar projects or tasks in the past. And this approach uses historical data from similar projects to estimate effort and duration. It is more effective when the past projects or tasks are similar to the current one, and when accurate and detailed historical data is available. As you might see, it is relatively simple and straightforward, and of course, the accuracy depends on the availability of relevant historical data. What are we doing here related to the analogy-based estimation? We are identifying similar projects at first, then we collect data on the similar projects. Afterwards, we are analyzing such data, and the final step is to give an estimate based on the analysis of the data. Probably it is a less known estimation technique, the parametric estimation approach. It is a technique that uses statistical models to estimate efforts required for testing. It involves using historical data and other variables, let's say parameters, to calculate and estimate. And this approach also is often used when there's a large amount of historical data available and when the project is well defined. This estimation approach relies on the accuracy of historical data and the assumption that future performance will follow past performance. It can be used together or in conjunction with other estimation techniques, such as the previously described top-down or bottom-up estimation. What are we doing here? Of course, the first step will be to identify the parameters, where we are identifying those parameters that are likely to influence the testing effort, such as the number of features, the complexity of the user interface, for example, and the number of the platforms. And afterwards, we are collecting data on those parameters. Then we are developing the statistical model. This model relates to the parameters to the testing effort. And the last step would be to use this model to estimate the effort required for the project. The last one from our list will be the Weidendelphi approach. As you probably know, or you do have such experience with, it is a consensus-based technique for estimating effort. What happens here? The project manager or the business analyst presents the requirement to be estimated to the entire team. And of course, the QA team estimates as well. Each team member gives the estimation, and the team members present their estimates anonymously. That's the very important factor of this approach. And after, then the estimates are discussed. And the process is repeated until the team reaches a consensus with the estimation. How can we establish or develop an estimation process in the QA team? It is very important to have all the relevant data to be able to create or give our estimation. At first, the very important thing is to read through the tickets for grooming and to do it in advance if it is possible, if they are available. If you do not working in a pure Scrum, then it is also worth to ask either the BA or the Scrum Master, the project manager, or from the client, the requirements, the acceptance criteria, or either the tickets to be estimated within the estimation process. Set your questions and try to get responses and as much detailed as you can to all of your questions. For this, you can use a template. And we used a template on one of my previous projects for this, collecting all the questions and then put the answers to the questions. It was a simple subtask in Jira. It is very essential to be mentioned that ensure that the meaning of the estimation technique and the details are understood and used properly by the team members. And if it's possible, include it to the software testing life cycle, and also include it into the test strategy or the quality assurance plan together with the whole process, for everybody to be on the same page. So the very first step is to gather information and data. Then afterwards to define the scope of the testing, to define the tasks and the testing activities related. Then identify the owner. You can identify the owner of each task to be estimated, or identify the owner who will estimate. Then estimate the effort, the duration, and here probably we can put into brackets the cost. It means that break down the tasks into smaller chunks and take into account the complexity and capacity. Do not forget to count with the capacity of the team, because there might be vacations or longer leaves. And always, it is a continuous work, always review. And if there should be any modifications to be implemented, then you will be able to adjust the estimate. What are the factors that influence estimation accuracy? The most appropriate estimation technique depends on various factors, including project size, complexity, availability of historical data, team expertise, and etc. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if you remember, where we combined the testing estimation techniques such as the t-shirt size and the Fibonacci, the combination of techniques may be used to improve the accuracy and address different aspects of the project. And yes, there are challenges during the project life cycle and in our professional life with estimation, and how can we solve or overcome those challenges. Everybody runs to, for example, underestimation or overestimation. Also, I do have a story from my side from a previous project, and it is related exactly to the underestimation. When I thought that I know the domain properly and precisely, and I estimated that I will finish with testing and with everything related to testing of the new feature in 4 or 5 days. And it turned out that I should modify this estimation because I did not count with challenges or another part of the testing itself, and it took 3 weeks instead of 4 or 5 days to finish with all the testing activities related to that particular new feature. So what can be done when you run into underestimation? The very important thing is to communicate it. Tell it that you're faced with a problem. Communicate openly with the team members, with the project team, with the higher management, and with the client. It's very important. Then create a mitigation plan. Change the priorities if they have importance, and start monitoring. What is going with the overestimation? My personal opinion is that neither the underestimation or the overestimation is not very good, but at the same time, the overestimation is much more better than the underestimation. By the overestimation, identify the root cause if it is possible, and adjust your estimate. And of course, do not forget to communicate it and monitor constantly. And we can learn from our experience. The lessons learned can be takeaway to the next project where we can concentrate more precisely how can we estimate the accuracy. Then the next example of the challenge is when a newcomer or a junior colleague arrives to the project. What can we do then? Listen to the experts, of course, or seniors in the QA team, how they estimate various feature complexity, and always be conservative when you are giving your estimate. Of course, you can use historical data, expert judgment, analogy-based estimation in the beginning, or using the combination of techniques. The very important thing is to be always prepared, as I mentioned, when we are establishing a process for estimation. Our VQAs should be always prepared. And the next example can be the new domain, the new technology. What can we do here? At first, try to understand the technology, the domain, as deep as we can. We should be proactive, asking questions and consulting with experts. And we can, in the beginning, especially, we can break down tasks into smaller units and estimate them separately. And again, use a combination of techniques. And I put here in the brackets an example, the AI related projects or projects dealing with AI powered application. Here you are facing and you will be facing with new estimation process, or with counting with another process, because we are not estimating within the traditional Scrum team when they are developers, QAs. I present backend developers, front-end developers, and testers. Here, we will estimate the features or tasks to be implemented by the data science team. Exactly, we will estimate the data related tasks as well. And in the end, what will be the key takeaways from this topic? That we said we covered the topic that estimation is crucial for effective testing and successful project delivery. And we said that various estimation techniques are available, and also they can be used together. We touched the process creation for estimation within the QA team. Here you saw some challenges and possible hints to find a solution for those challenges, lessons learned. And the very important thing is again, to have an open communication, a transparent communication within the team, the QA team, the entire project team, and with the client itself, and also the collaboration is crucial and essential as well. What can you do as a possible action for the QA team, or if you're a QA lead on your project? You can review the different types of estimation techniques, and if it is possible or if it is required, you can modify or choose another technique for the team, or either within the QA team. You can consider the factors that can influence estimation accuracy, and probably you can take steps to mitigate them. You can use estimation for effective planning and resource allocation. And here, this resource does not mean only the human effort. It means everything else. For example, establishing, maintaining, implementing the infrastructure for testing, for example. Um, Again, communicate effectively within your testing team to ensure accurate estimation, and collect data and analyze those data. And you can then provide reliable estimates. Here you can find some additional readings, books, and articles if you are interested to dive deeper into this topic. And here my presentation comes to the end. Thank you for your attention, and we are waiting for your questions, comments.
Thank you, Andrea. For now, we have a few questions in the chat, so dear listeners, please don't hesitate to share your comments or questions in the comment section. And let's move on to the first question. How do you choose appropriate estimation technique for specific project, and does business domain affect the choice?
Yes, if I can start from the last question, yes, the business domain affects the choice. And when you are arriving to a very, very new project, what are you doing? You start to collect the data as much as you can. You are consulting with the client and the business analysts and the project management, and you are trying to create the first estimation based on your experiences, your previous experiences from probably similar project domain. And if it is a very, very new and as I mentioned, very new technology as AI, then always estimate with buffer. That probably it can be one kind of solution.
Thank you. And let's take a look at our next question. How do you ensure that your estimation process is transparent to customers?
Yeah, on my last project, I've created a quality assurance plan where I include the estimation process as well, and we discussed the whole document, and of course this part with the customers. So I shared with them this information.
Okay. And our last question for now. What are some common challenges you faced when estimating testing efforts? And let me maybe extend this question as I know that you had some experience on AI-powered application, and if it's possible to share what challenges are related to specificity of this project. So I'd like to ask you to do so.
Yes, as I mentioned, that on this project we had backend developers, front-end developers, data science team members, and we were approximately 30 of us, and we did the estimation accordingly. So I will start with the epic. When we had an epic, we broke down into smaller pieces. I mean, we broke down to the backend related tasks and stories, front end related tasks and stories, and data science tasks as well. And we estimated accordingly piece by piece. And here we practice, as I mentioned, that only the QA lead estimated those tasks, and I counted in my head, counted all the possible testing activities, including defects, including that we will face with the problems coming from the AI itself, the working of the AI itself. What I mean here, the hallucinations, for example. And then I estimated more time for testing activities. Probably it will be the solution for this kind of challenge.
Okay. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing your experience. And it seems that we've finished with the Q&A part. And if you have any further questions or would like to continue the discussion, please feel free to send the questions or comments via our VR community platform. And thank you again, Andrea, for your insightful presentation and the effort you've put into preparing it. We would also like to thank all our attendees for joining us today. As we conclude, we invite you to join us for future events where we will continue to explore exciting topics in technology and software testing. And as an optimal way of our appreciation, we suggest sending badges to say thank you to our speaker. Badges can serve as a lasting reminder of today's discussion and your contribution to our learning. So thank you once again, Andrea, and we look forward to seeing you all in our next session.
Thank
Goodbye.
you too, and thank you for joining. Goodbye.